Commissioner, we are live.
Okay, good morning. Welcome to the March 30th meeting of the Riley County Commission. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, good morning, everyone. We will start with public comment. Do you have any public comment today? Okay, seeing none, we'll go to commission comments. Oh. Commissioner Ford,
We do have public comment.
are you, oh, is this public comment? Oh,
Yes.
okay.
New one. New. Right.
Good morning. My name is Molly. I work for Riley County Planning and Development, and I'm here for the first time to do our announcement for Employee of the Month. So with Reach Committee, I'm here to present that for April. So the Employee of the Month is Kian Adolph, and the nominations stated the following. I would like to nominate Kian for Employee of the Month in recognition of his outstanding dedication, versatility, and teamwork. In his primary role as a purchasing agent, Kian consistently ensures that parts, materials, and equipment are ordered accurately and efficiently. His attention to detail, strong vendor coordination, and understanding of operational needs to keep projects on schedule and reduce downtime. In addition to his purchasing responsibilities, Kian regularly fills the mechanic and equipment operable needs. He's always willing to step into the shop or the field to assist with repairs, troubleshooting, or operating equipment to keep work moving. His mechanical knowledge and his hands-on experience are a major asset to the team. Beyond that, Kian has been a tremendous asset to helping the Noxious Weeds Department during times of needed repairs or assisting with getting our equipment ready for mowing or snow removal. His attention to detail, once again, and willingness to help is a huge part of our success during the recent snowstorm. He consistently goes above and beyond his job duties, demonstrates a strong work ethic, and is always willing to help wherever he is needed. His flexibility, reliability, and commitment to supporting his coworkers and all departments makes him deserving of Employee of the Month. So there we have it. Kian can come up. Thank you. Yeah. Congratulations. This is for you.
Thank you.
So we'll take a picture with commissioners and I guess I'll fill in. I don't know if I can do the. Oh, there.
Hey, thank you guys. Congratulations. Thank you. Just like that, we clear the room.
Want me to get up there and ask you about?
Excuse me,
You want me to get up there and ask whether or not you wanted to add an item at the end of the session?
you can, or I can make a note. I have a note here, but
Whichever.
whatever you want to do.
I just wanted to know.
You wanna
where
read
you'll be. Okay, that's fine.
No, you can do that.
Okay. All righty. Good morning, Commissioners. Jacob Hanson, Riley County Councilor here. As you guys have been aware, we've had General Dodson asked to present a topic today. There's been some miscommunication as far as timing goes, and so he was not included in on the agenda. At this time, I would ask that you guys decide to make a vote on whether or not to add General Dodson on the agenda, either now or at a future date. You guys can make that vote. Obviously, if he came here to speak on public comment, you can absolutely do so, and he is not impeded from doing so. So I was anticipating that he'd be here this morning to hear that, but here we are. So
My thoughts are, if someone, can we just put anybody on the agenda that asks? I mean, if some, and listen, public, but they can come for a public comment. And if they can explain to us, say, I wanted to give a longer presentation on this, then we can schedule. But for now, there's a public comment thing. If somebody wants more than that, they can come to public comment and explain, or give us a brief and say, I want a longer time for this, and put them on the agenda. And then we can decide to put them on the agenda.
I mean, he already sent basically as a presentation. I mean.
yeah.
Yeah, he had asked for 20 minutes and said 10, and then there was his email from Cindy, who was trying to schedule him, went to his spam folder apparently, so it's.
And-
what's going, but anyway, yeah, it's whatever you guys, I would rather see it in public comment, but I
Kinda
know
would
it's
too.
pretty.
That's what I would, so like I said, if somebody has a longer presentation they want to make to us, they can come to public comment. Give us a brief and say, I want to give 20 minutes on this, and we decide whether we want to or not. That'd be the procedure for me, rather than just anybody can say, oh, we want to come give us 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Nothing
I'm not sure
against-
traditionally
nothing
if
against
that's
it.
been the policy. I don't even know. Do we have a written policy, Rich? Are you familiar?
Yeah,
No.
that's the way I've seen it done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, legally speaking, we don't run into any First Amendment issues here. There's no individual right for an individual to present during a commission meeting. That does not exist. Public has a right to speak during public comment since we allow
Yeah.
it, but otherwise COMA only allows that have the right to observe in the meeting itself. So
I was under the impression that that actually wasn't the case, that we don't have to do public comment.
no, you don't have to do public
Right.
comment.
Oh, okay.
No, that's why I'm saying COMA only really requires that they be able to attend
Right.
and observe meaningfully. So,
Well,
you guys don't have
I'm
to
with-
take a vote. You can do consensus.
I do by consensus, that's fine. Just come and explain to us what it is you're trying to do, and
Yeah,
we'll decide from there.
come to public comment to begin with, and then we'll see whether it's something we want to hear more about.
All right, I'm happy to communicate that. Okay. Very good.
okay, Commissioner Ford, would you like to go forward?
Yeah, well, I guess we'll start off Friday morning. I attended the third public discussion on the with the functional zero poverty group over at the Lincoln Center. Very well attended. Lots of different community partners were in attendance for the discussion. It was about an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours, somewhere close to that. There's going to be more of these to come later for sure. So that dialogue will kind of continue to move forward. Also on Friday morning, I did stop downtown to see the progress of the downtown offices and chambers. It's just about done.
Good.
Furniture was back in the offices. The board chambers were set up. Maybe not complete, but kind of where everything's in. Yeah. They're putting TVs up, and it looks like some other electronical components. So looks like we can get back to getting some things set up there here shortly. Friday evening, attended the Riley County Farm Bureau Member Appreciation Event, which was held at the Fink Family Beef Genetics Barn just past Randolph. It too was very well attended. Dinner was catered by the farmhouse, so you can't go wrong there. Had some live music, a raffle, and some other events for both adults and kids. Facility was absolutely amazing, and really overall it was a pretty good evening. The weekend I spent pretty much at home, although I did sneak out and checked out the farmers market Saturday morning, bought a couple items there. Watched all the NCAA tournament, including yesterday's Duke and UConn thriller. Boy, was that a game. And the Royals and Braves, both my two favorite teams, played each other to start the season out. Braves picked up 2 of 3 in Atlanta, so we'll see how that goes later on the season on the return there. And I don't know, K-State dropped 2 of 3 to Utah over the weekend too. So guess it is what it is. So that's all I got.
Right, well, I think I spent too much time watching basketball over the weekend. But I did some, Friday, we had to make a trip for some family business to Johnson County. Had to drive around Olathe Gardner area, and that reinforced why I don't live there. Yeah. And then Sunday went, here's our bird friend.
Crazy bird.
Window.
I think he's hungry.
We're past public comment, Bird. Sorry, you lose.
Some spaghetti.
That's what Derek was saying.
So Sunday I went to my brother's house to work on the McKinley reunion we're having this summer. To be truthful, my brothers and I talk to each other, and our wives work on the plans. But we did it a couple years ago, so it's a good time. So we're getting started earlier this year, getting it all organized, and that's all I've got.
Okay, well, let's see, Thursday after our meeting, I spent some time with Elizabeth Webb, and then Jacob Hansen joined us for a discussion on the job description for the county administrator. Talked over a lot of things. Later that afternoon, had a follow-up appointment on my left eye that had cataract removed in December. They're gonna have to do a laser on it. Hopefully it'll turn out better than the other one gets. That'll be in a couple of weeks. Saturday, I spent time working on today's agenda, then stopped by the open house at Be Able. There were quite a few people there. They were touring the facility and getting information or giving out information to people that wanted to get involved with Be Able. So it was great. I saw Scott, his staff, and Stephanie, who I used to work with at the church. She was so to see her. So anyway, let's see, then Saturday evening, I attended the Raleigh County Democrats Spring Fundraiser at Doubletree. There were 12 statewide candidates that had information tables, and they all did short presentations. It was really well attended. Saw a lot of people I hadn't seen for a while. Sunday, I attended my church's Palm Sunday service, and then practiced with the choir, joint piece with the bell choir for next week. So as this Holy Week coming up, so I'll be in church a lot. Right. That afternoon, I did some work in the yard, took the dog over to Keats Park for a long walk, and then finished reviewing today's agenda and documents. So Keats Park is such a nice, quiet park. Hardly anybody there. Usually there were some people there picnicking and playing softball. It's really nice. So that's one of our really nice parks. And Public Works is to be commended for keeping it in such good shape. So anyway, that's all I have.
Business commissioners.
Mhm.
And have the commercial use agreement with the town man company LLC for the Tangible substation for RC.
This is the one we discussed.
Yeah.
The changes.
Yeah, you all had asked that. I see if there was a way I could cap it at 3%.
He said he wasn't in this.
That was not, he was not interested in doing so. So
I'm not
it
for sure.
returns to you the same that it was presented last time.
Yeah, I'm not for sure what the timeline is. I think probably the first of the year.
Yeah, if I remember right, there's an ability for them to enter in the lease earlier if they so choose, and I
If they
believe
get it
it's like
done.
October.
Yeah.
I thought
Potentially, if it could happen, so.
So they just prorate that for their, okay.
And our current lease is up at the end of the year, or did you?
But we have to be built, we could cancel it in 30 days.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. So, go through, basically, we'll know when they want to move in, and then we'll go through the termination process.
Do we have a motion? No?
I guess I'll make a motion to approve the Aggieville substation lease agreement as written.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the Aggieville lease agreement as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
Chair, please sign.
Are you gonna be in the office on Friday? Okay, I'll drop off all my stuff to you on Friday. Okay, I'll have it done by then. Okay.
Any business commissioners?
No. It's too late for public comment.
Yeah, he's trying. Oh, boy. I didn't have any changes. And go ahead, and approve the minutes as written from the March 26th meeting of the Riley County Commission.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes from the March 26th meeting of the Riley County Commission. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Lieutenant Anderson, commissioners? Any items for next week's press conference?
Nope.
Not yet, Mr. Hanson at 9:00 executive session. It was a full-time Jacob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there two of them?
No, I guess.
It's persistent. Huh?
It is, I mean, well over enough. I want to.
We ought to let him in. Oh, I think he was all right.
I hadn't catch birds before and that was not fun.
I thought I could get up on the fan.
Yeah, exactly. Well, then you have to turn it on and make sure that they don't sit up there.
Gosh, feathers going.
I want to throw.
No.
It was a cute dog.
Yeah.
John has feathers to pick up. I don't think Tyler will be too appreciative of that.
I had a bird one time fall through the wall in my place, in my townhouse, and he was back inside the wall, banging around and was stuck. So we had to cut a hole in the wall And then he got out and just took off out of town as he went flying all over upstairs. We had to capture.
Oh, God.
It was, there was apparently a hole up in the ceiling up above this wall. He got up in, somehow he got in the attic. He fell, when he fell down and he was kind of stunned and then he just took off. Oh, what a crazy day. I had my contractor there that was helping me and he took a big towel, ran around the house. That's a crazy thing, so. A bird would have a lot of places to go in here.
It would, unfortunately. That's why I definitely should not let it in.
We're gonna put a bird feeder up to it. Of course, it's squirrels.
Everybody for bird here.
I've got some at home, but the squirrels like bird feeders too.
Yeah.
That's what it's saying. The house we bought, the people before us had bird feeders, so one big one there. And we haven't refilled it, and the birds came back up on us. They're gone. The squirrels, almost every day, you see one out there banging on it, thinking they can get. Trying to rake the bird feeder.
Yeah, so those things out, you know, for the wood.
Yeah, they had one of those too.
And the squirrels, they're coming to just run down. So when you get something that, you know, they.
This one, and they had one of those, it was a little bit of
Slides
a
up.
cage thing,
Yeah.
but squirrels were in there reaching in between it, pulling pieces of the house.
Well, a lot of times I'll go in and Cat Creek to pick up like walnuts and then they can throw them out in the yard and that helps a little. They don't really have to relive it. You want any squirrels at your house? You want any squirrels at your house?
Squirrels, they're about to be few of them.
Ooh.
That.
I'm gonna relocate it.
Uh-oh, huh? Yeah.
Not to eat.
Really?
They
Oh,
probably live all across.
they get really pesky.
Yeah. You think that hurt pecking at that window like that?
One of these times, that's what I was saying, one of these times it's gonna fly into there too fast, and it's gonna be
Yeah.
Jacob, when you get a minute, will you come over for a second? So I was gonna send to Cindy, maybe.
I think that's perfect. That's how, yeah. I'll change it all.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure I'm okay.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. But I don't even. Not keeping. The invitation, we're well short of the invitations. Oh, so that's good. Let's keep the beat.
Well, it is either.
Gonna get hot.
And then cold again.
Hot.
Yeah.
That feels pretty good.
92, let's.
Just gives you that nice insulation.
Yeah, it feels great on water. Yeah, I know, me too. Not ready for that. It's gonna happen at some point.
Yeah, those are the worst too.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Man, you can't sleep or, ugh, yeah, yeah, maybe.
I don't, but I think most people. But I will get the morning, I said, I. Six months. They're not getting fine, you don't get skating degrees. He's upstairs. Oh, look at that.
I could be like negative whatever outside. I've got to have a fan on. I got to have moving.
So you have color.
You on the roof now?
I tries those, then they'll try that one way over there.
It's amazing to me how he keeps going to different windows.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's-
Different sides of the building.
He's like, smart enough not to stop trying one and go to the other, you can just stop entirely.
The bird's got issues.
I am gonna go see and bring it over.
Okay,
Not a bad idea. Maybe get 'em on-
Later out on there.
with that said, I'm gonna move the county commissioners, including Chairwoman Foki, Vice Chairman Ford, and Commissioner McKinley with Jacob Hanson, County Counselor, Rich Fargo, County Clerk, John Ellerman, Public Works Director, recess into executive session pursuant to the attorney-client consultation exception to the Kansas Open Meetings Act regarding confidential legal advice on disposal of county property, and the open meeting to resume in the county commission chamber at 9:20 a.m.
I'll second.
Yeah, it's been moved and seconded for the county commission to recess into executive session for the reasons previously stated under the attorney-client consultation exception to the Kansas Open Meetings Act. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
There we go.
All right, we are live.
Okay, I'm gonna move the Board of County Commissioners come out of executive session.
One second.
Then moved and seconded that the Board of County Commission come out of executive session. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll also move that the record reflect, action shall be taken consistent with the consensus reached in executive session.
I'll second.
Then moved and seconded that the record reflect action shall be taken consistent with the consensus reached in executive session. All in favor? Aye.
Ready? Good morning, Commissioners. Brittany Phillips, Budget and Finance Officer. Here to present really just a question, just trying to get some clarity on what I can help you with through this reorganization. So I outlined here, on March 9th, we approved the 2027 budget calendar that outlines key dates that we use to develop and work through the budget process. So as we are developing this, from my understanding, this new department, who would you like to develop the operational budget? And I'm not talking about personnel because I know that's totally separate. And I know it's hard to kind of know what you think that division is going to spend.
Don't know what it is.
Yes, exactly. But if I can at least draft something to a department that's of a similar size, then that can give us something to kind of work with through the budget process instead of just throwing, here's $200,000 for your 3 Cs, figure it out.
Well, I don't know. We decided what size it's gonna be yet.
No, but we've got a rough idea,
We got,
a rough enough idea that you could, like you say, comparing to other, there's not
Yeah.
gonna be too much. It's mostly gonna be personnel costs for that.
Correct. Yes, I
Three
completely
Cs, just
agree.
keep it, whatever, the list of miscellaneous things.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking.
That'll be out of CIP.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking I'm just thinking of the operational budget, so like their office supplies, postage, if they have training, so like if you have, if you move HR.
Classes and stuff.
Yeah, so finance and HR are being discussed to be moved into that department, so like what trainings do we go to on an annual basis that we can start projecting for that new division and moving it out of the clerk's budget? Just different things like that.
yeah, we already started, you already have that in the clerk's department. Have you got that put together?
Yes,
So
and
maybe you could just transfer it,
right, and so
That's
that's
that.
I guess the guidance I'm looking for is to make sure that you want somebody developing
Yeah.
this budget for this brand new department. So we have an idea of what these costs are going to be. So when I come in June and start presenting my budget development worksheet, I can have that department on there with, here's what personnel is going to be, which you haven't discussed yet. So that'll be a totally different conversation, and then here are the 3 Cs, and then we can just go over that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No, it's really gonna be more of an extension of what's already, this really isn't a new department per se. It's an extension of one that's somewhat already there. So you're taking Jacob's budget there and you'll take HR's budget, and you'll take your budget
Mhm.
and convene those, and then we'll have to figure out what the overhead is on that.
Mhm.
Well, I
We've,
don't know if we decide we're gonna take the county counselors, is that a separate department then?
to my knowledge, it was gonna be all 3.
Jacob is gonna go back.
We tried to get a discussion and got shot down a couple of times. But I think, not to dump it on you, but I know you know more about that stuff, because you know where things are. I think
Yeah.
you could probably, I appreciate you coming saying, asking to make sure this is what we want, but to me,
Yeah.
I think Brittany would be the one to help to do the, like I say, the personnel, that's gonna be our problem. But
Right.
The
Mhm.
rest of it.
Yeah, yours and HR's for sure.
And be sure you itemize that so we can take a look at it.
Yes,
Just have
absolutely.
families come out on the budget.
Yeah, it won't be presented in any way that's different than how we've presented all the other budgets in the past. So what I was thinking that if you designate me to develop this budget, I would present it on May 11th when I present all of my other budgets. And it does give you a breakdown, like here's, postage and phone reimbursement and things like that I would, develop a budget for 2027 for that division.
Yeah.
And if you choose later on down the road to combine this division and the county counselors, I know you haven't made any final decisions. I'm not trying to press you on that, but if you decide to merge those, then we can easily just add those together.
You're gonna, if you're gonna do the budget without the counselor in it, and then if
Yeah.
we need to, if we decide to make that decision, then we just combine it.
I think that would be
That
easier.
sounds,
Yeah.
that sounds reasonable. I
Okay.
like that idea.
Okay, perfect. Perfect.
Sure.
Commissioners, Elizabeth Ward, Human Resources Director. So since you're talking about the budget here, should we just do the same thing for the personnel that we know exists? HR, finance, PIO, so that we can give you that. And I know you're still gonna have to think about the administrator and whatever staff that takes, but we've done that with the counselor's budget, and we've done that with every other department's personnel budget. Right now, I have those staff positions sitting in the BOCC's budget. But if she's gonna develop a proposal, are you good if we just start putting those together so you can see the start of a department coming together?
Can you separate out things, people that help, you know, there's now in the clerk's offices mainly, you separate those things out, that
Yes.
budget will be a little different than it's going forward. Is that kind of? Rich, yeah.
I already instructed staff not to put the PIO, Michelle and Elizabeth and Brittany's not in my budget,
Yeah.
because it's just kind of a placeholder, but we have to have it budgeted
We have
for
to have
somewhere,
something,
so.
right.
We know in 2027, those positions aren't gonna be there, so I said, don't put those in there, that way I can start reviewing mine.
Yeah.
So even if you don't put them in this budget, you have to put them somewhere,
Right.
so it's a placeholder, so I told staff not to put them in the clerk.
Okay.
And that's what I was gonna clarify. What I'm talking about is the staff we know. So what I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about is just the two HR positions, the finance position, the PIO position. That if we can start putting those together for you, so you'll see the personnel, and we're gonna have to have placeholders for an administrator and whatever staff you decide.
Yeah.
We just want to kind of start forming it
At
up.
the starting point, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Thank you guys so much. Did you have any other questions or direction that you wanted me to work on for this reorganization or anything while I'm up here?
I did have, I'm trying to something on the budget, can you bring that to us a little bit before your presentation in May, so we can take a
Yeah.
look at it before you
Yeah, of
add
the,
to the end?
sure, of just the administration department?
Of that, yeah, the things you're gonna move into,
Mhm.
that, you know, what we're talking about, you know,
Okay.
like your position, HR, PR, just see those, so we can take a look at them before you actually add them.
Yeah,
Is that
absolutely.
okay
Yeah,
with you guys?
That's fine.
Okay,
Elizabeth and I can work on that together and we can come back and present it to you. Does that sound okay? Okay, perfect. Yeah, as a draft.
draft,
Yeah,
draft.
rough draft.
Hey.
Okay, thank you all so much.
First conference. Think you're Alvin, John?
Yes. But I'm looking for. Nah. It's good, it's ball, you know what I mean?
Digging deep today, we are.
Oh, good morning, John Ellerman, Public Works. I have the announcement that we're gonna replace a culvert on Stockville Park Road. It's scheduled to begin on Monday, March 30th today. We're a little late on getting it out to you.
Oh, you got it out in digital form early, so you're good there.
The signs have been out.
Yeah.
The project is located 6/10 of a mile east of Blue River Hills Road, and Stockdale Park Road will be closed through traffic from Blue River Hills Road to Stockdale Park Campground during the project. So the project's expected to be done by Friday, weather permitting, and hopefully we get it done this week. Sorry for the inconvenience, and please tell me so. Thank you.
Big Phantom at 9:35. Fun.
Another news, might be buying a house sometime soon.
You were saying
Yeah, that's good.
on the Pawnee thing, that you,
I can have. Chandler, Shannon, reach out and just schedule a time that we can.
okay.
On that, and just have-
Remember, the email system's still compromised. That's what I'm talking about. I can give you Mike's number.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That works.
I'll write it down.
You.
Yeah,
I guess that probably.
you might throw John in there too for specifics.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Here, I'll just,
I'll have Jane kind of throw that together, so you might see an email from her asking what your availability is.
that's fine. I'm just gonna text it to you.
Yeah. Really happy to have it this morning because I have lots of fun on trying to get in my computer because I wanted to change the dashboard and then it required that the way I do my passwords, I guess, has now been common too, so I can't do passwords like I normally do. Which is I just create a pattern on the keyboard. I couldn't get it, it wouldn't let me in, so I was completely.
Was that the, whatever it is, the 120-day deadline, we have to change it?
No, it was just like, I think 90. I think it's 90.
I can't remember. They used to give you a warning, hey, it's getting ready to expire, you need to change it, and it doesn't do it anymore. Oh, it did?
Give me
I
5
forget.
days, give me 5 days notice. Yeah, I was handling there.
Yeah,
And then I.
but you put it on, yeah, I'll get there. Yeah.
Perhaps, maybe next time I will try to do it a little bit.
Pay more attention next time.
Hmm? Hmm.
Morning, Commissioners. Jacob Hanson, Riley County Counselor for Administrative Work Update or Administrative Work Session. And the main thing I want to talk about is, of course, I spent my Friday evening all the way up until about 10:30. It was about as much as I could take it. In the legislative session. And as you may or may not be aware at this point, property tax legislation has gone through to 745.
That was Saturday morning. they
That
did
was-
that.
yeah. Saturday. Yeah, well, they actually passed it. Well, the Senate passed it and then it went over to the House. So anyhow, it's passed. It's still subject to veto by the governor, and there is about zero indication which way she's going to go on this, or at least none that I can find. And
Which one?
this is
2745.
yeah, 2745. This is the one that is regarding the protest petition, and the exact mechanics of it is if the county increases its property tax budget by 3% or the CPI of the Midwest region, whichever is less,
Oh,
okay, whichever is less, so it's either 3% or the consumer price index, thank you. Consumer price index inflation for our region,
Which is,
right?
is it 2.8 this year? So it's a
Yeah,
habit.
so it'd be 2.8. Typically, inflation likes to stay under 3%, but there are some years that it goes over. And with other extenuating circumstances, I could certainly see that inflation rate being well over 3%, possibly. Anyhow, so you either get the choice of 3% as your max or CPI match, whichever is lower. If you approach it that way in your property tax increase, then you are not going to be subject to a protest petition. Now, the protest petition is 10% of the registered voters of the county. Okay, so that's what it would take to go through the protest petition. If a successful protest petition is lodged and we went over that 3%, you now get to be kicked down to what you budgeted last year. Not to what you would be guaranteed, but all the way down to what you had last year.
make a zero increase.
So,
Is that for all the property tax or just?
yeah, that's all taxing subdivisions. So I mean, that's townships, that's cities, that's,
It's not school districts.
no, they added school districts
I
in there.
thought they had.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
There, I mean, I didn't read as much into it. They added school districts in there. I don't know if they follow the exact same process as the one that we would, but they've been added in. So to what extent, I'm not entirely certain. I didn't pay attention to that part, to be frank.
But is that include the mill levy or not?
I mean, yeah, it's 3%, just 3% of the base of the budget. So, I mean, the mill rate would depend. I mean, that would change as necessary depending on total assessed valuations, but it's really the increase of the total budget from last year.
So it isn't just the increase of the mill levy, it's the increase of the total. budget.
Yeah, it's increase of the total budget. And so a lot of the restrictions as well, a lot of the information that's going to be required from the county to put out is going to follow the same timeline as revenue neutral rate. So when we send notices out, we're going to have to include a couple other documents, forms, things of that nature. We're going to have to provide forms for protest petition, which will be provided by the Kansas Department of Administration. So
I saw right, they're paying for those costs for the next.
yes, that is the one, I suppose, positive point in this legislation is that they will reimburse us for all notification costs.
For 5 years.
For 5 years. For 5 years.
So how
So,
many years will this go back? Like some of their back to 3-4 years ago or whatever they were. talking about?
for this particular piece of legislation, this will be effective in the Kansas Register. So that means this year. That law goes into effect, and that we are subject to it this year, this cycle. So we definitely need to be, I guess, nimble in that respect. But again, it's veto week. I have no idea if Governor Kelly will veto the legislation or not. It did not pass with veto proof majority.
No, either.
Neither chamber. So if she vetoes, there's a good chance that will not come to pass. It's not impossible though. I will say that it's not impossible that they could drum up support enough to vote and get that veto proof majority. It's not impossible. And we'll monitor the situation closely. But that's what we're looking at. The other pieces of property tax legislation that you were thinking of, Commissioner Foki, was the concurrent resolutions. There's 2 resolutions out there. There's Senate Concurrent Resolution 1616 and then 1603. The difference between the two, it's talking about capping assessed valuation. One 1616 starts at a couple years back and then forces the certain cap of how much the taxable increase is going to be each year. The other piece of legislation does a rolling average, a 5-year rolling average. And that way their idea is to forego any of the major increases in spike, but still try to generally find or follow market. Not exactly sure if that'll work out that way or not, but that's the intent. Both of those resolutions don't seem to have any likelihood of passing. They're pretty much at a stalemate because one's the House version, one's the Senate version, and neither of them like each other's. So go figure.
So this legislation is a one fits all, you know, and it doesn't depend on how many exemptions a county has.
No, yeah, it would not. It doesn't take any of that into effect. So yeah, that's where we are. I find it interesting, at least with the 2745, the one that might become law, that, you know, and Rich and I discussed this a little bit earlier this morning, but 10% of qualified, 10% of the registered voters is still a significant amount of individuals. I think, Rich, you said it was probably around 3,000. So if we were to go over, or needed to go over, it's still quite a hurdle for protest petitions to be successful. But the gamble is, and this is what I don't like about this legislation, you know, as a government employee, is that you're punished for trying to go over. And if you do and you get a petition, then you're back to the levels that you had last year, period, into discussion. And that's how they have it written.
But you have to send out those, and one of the things is that you basically had to send out a note for the protest that they could mail in to be a protest.
I believe so. Yeah. I believe so. We'll send out notices just like we do with revenue neutral rate, notifying them of the public hearing, and it will also include language about the protest petitions.
But does it include, because one on there was saying they include a form that you could sign and send back and you'd be automatic on the protest?
I believe that's still the case. I believe that's still what they intend to do.
So it doesn't have to go to an election.
No, it's just whether or not the protest petitions it meets the 10%, and that's it. If it becomes successful in that respect, if it gets 10% of the qualified electors or registered voters, or excuse me, then that's it. There's no more. There's no vote. There's nothing else afterwards.
Petitions in this state have never been done that way, so I'd be surprised, well, this legislature, who knows, if just signing a form that's sent in with your tax bill would suffice as a signature for a petition. There's no other petition process in the state that is like that.
Right.
So I would find it highly unlikely.
Would it have to go to the Supreme Court to rule on
No.
that?
So I'm relatively certain that is in there, and the reasoning that they provided on that was they want it to be as easy as possible for people to
Yeah,
contribute.
like I say, that's not a petition, that's just.
Yeah.
the signatures.
Yeah, it's just.
What is the timeline on this? I mean,
What do you mean?
as it states statutorily now, we have to have a budget done, completed.
It would be as soon as it's published in the register is the effective date.
No, not the law itself, the protest petition. How does that process work?
If I recall correctly, they have until the window is August 15th through September 15th is the window for protest petitions to be submitted.
I haven't had a chance to look at it, but does this still have where the petition will be located in the treasurer's office?
I believe so.
That's the last, because the treasurers were approached about how we felt about having it in our
Yeah.
office, and
It's
they thought that was where the most foot traffic is in the summer.
yeah, it would be either the treasurers or the clerks. I can't recall exactly which one, but
Says prior protest petitions to be maintained.
yeah.
Good.
And forms to be available. I mean, if anybody comes in asking for the form, we need to provide it.
Yes. That's not,
Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
but again, is that, I'm sure there's rules in there somewhere about what required for a protest petition. If this doesn't.
There's gonna have to be so much clarification, because every other petition in the state of Kansas has to have a
An actual
circulator,
petition.
circulator's gotta be registered with us, and they gotta be a registered voter, and it's gotta be notarized, and the
So-
petition's turned in, that way.
Yeah.
McKinley is the one that actually saw Brittany Phillips sign it, and so.
So the way the statute's written is it accepts itself from all other requirements for protest petitions. It's not subject to any other
I mean,
outside.
could that be contested again, you know, if KC or somebody wants to go to the Supreme Court?
Maybe,
in that?
maybe, I mean, yeah.
Yes, well,
I haven't looked at it through that lens quite yet.
Because if, like I say, it's such an odd way of
There'll
protest.
be
or,
a
I
lot
mean,
more clarification coming out that law yet on really how this is supposed to work, but I think.
Brittany, if you have comments you want. Oh, okay, go ahead.
The petitions available on September 15th, but the deadline's still October 1st, so how, like, if you have your hearing after that, can they still protest?
No, I'm relatively certain it's still, the window to submit your protest petition ends on September 15th. But.
But
Yeah,
by the time you have staff review a petition and declare it good, don't we still have to publish that budget? So you'd have less than 2 weeks to do that.
I know some comments from the legislators when this was being talked about at 10:30 at night. Well, those were some of the concerns, was timing. The common response from the proponents of the legislation was, well, it coincides with the same timelines as R&R. Therefore, you know,
it
just
takes
deal
a
with
lot
it.
more than that.
I mean, that's how they would respond to it. So take that for what it is. All right. We'll keep an eye on, and as soon as I hear if Kelly vetoes or not, I'll be sure to let y'all know. All right. Thanks, everybody.
John? You're late, John.
Jacob.
Good morning, Commissioners. John Ellerman, Public Works. I have a couple items for you this morning. First one, well, I guess I'm gonna go backwards. The first one is the Township Road Agreement, Maintenance Agreement. This was something I put together, or the staff had put together. We doing work for the townships. We, you know, a couple of them, there's a handful of them we do regular maintenance for. A couple of them we do some side things, but since I've been here, I don't think we've really had a really good agreement other than that's what we've been doing for them. So in your packet, we put a draft copy of that agreement that kind of gets us started on where I just wanted you to review it and look at it. If you had some questions for me, we can go through those. The intention wasn't for you to approve it or look at it and say yes for it today. It covers things like what maintenance is for paved and unpaved roads, how the county charges the townships for that work. Other work being anything outside those normal charges are the duties for maintenance on either one of those roads. So if you have a chance the next few weeks, go through that and I'll bring it back to see what your thoughts are, and we can either fix them up or approve them as it is, or and then go on. And so once we come back and then have it approved, then we'll start sending it out and talk to the townships about having an agreement there.
Okay.
Okay.
Was it just a verbal agreements before? We haven't.
I think there might have been some written ones before, and so there's a clause in there that says any previous agreements, this one overrides them. As far as I know, it's just been a verbal agreement. We do the work for you, you ask us to do, and then we'll charge you for the time.
Like everything
equipment,
else, it's
and
good to have it in writing.
Yeah.
You do some township work too. Do you do that via contract as well, Mike? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, Mike's on top of things. We're a little slow.
Yeah.
How
We
many
noticed.
How many townships do we have that we're?
I think we're 4 or 5 that we do regular maintenance for, maybe a few more. Then another handful we do snow removal for. And then I don't think there's not one that we don't do, maybe install a culvert for or do some other odd work for them too, that not necessarily would be in an agreement, but the understanding that if we do the work, they're charged the time and labor and equipment they use to do it and materials.
They're really good at their reimbursing us for that.
Yes,
All of the ones that do, okay, because I knew there was a clause.
yes, all the work we do for the townships we're reimbursed for. My second one is we received the petition to vacate a portion of the side of road. In your packet, is the petitions from the two landowners. There's one landowner on each side of the road. They each signed the petition, so what we're here for this morning is for you to accept the petition as being legal. Joe's checked that they're all residents of the county. And so once you approve that the petitions were legal, then we can set up a hearing date. I don't know if there's any real necessary need to go out and view it, unless you would think so. I mean, we can skip the viewing just for time, but it's pretty straightforward with the both landowners signing petitions. I don't know if that's really necessary.
Viewing is always fun.
Each individual had.
The question on this is, what if those properties sell to other people and you really need that road for maintenance or whatever?
Access, well, they've got
Access.
access. It, like I say, it's not, there was a neat old stone bridge over that creek that people, I think that's part of it, people like to. At one time, they had something that a previous owner had what they called Bala Park, which wasn't.
On
parked
the
by
west
anybody.
property, there used to be that park there, and there's an old stone arch bridge in that.
And part of the problem was people kept coming to that, and it's not
Right.
a park anymore, and people use that road to get in there.
Yeah, they couldn't insure it, so they didn't.
That's
Kind of,
like I said, that's what I've heard from the owner from that side before.
so the next steps would be, we advertise that the hearing is coming and the petitions were presented. We'll send out notice to each of the landowners on either side, and Fort Riley, since they're at the end of that piece of road for us. And then we'll set a hearing date. I've got a couple dates on the 27th or the 30th. The 30th seems about better time for me. Gives us time to get the ad in the paper, gives us 2 weeks, 2 notices and 2 weeks before, 20 days before we can have the hearing. And then the hearing will have comments from if anybody that shows, and I will call and make sure we get the notice to the right person at the board. Alvin has talked to the Public Works over there, and they were supposed to push that up the line to somebody with more authority to do that, but we haven't heard back from them yet, so I'll give them a call in the next week or so to see where that.
So you want to do the 30th instead of the 20th? It's listed as the 27th on here. In the motion.
27? Monday, is that Tuesday? Yeah, it's Monday. Yeah,
30th.
we can do either day, whichever works best for our agenda,
Well,
but
what works best for you?
I think giving me the 30th gives to
Okay.
make sure we get that in the paper with the limited time in the paper.
Notice and all that.
Yeah.
That works.
So we do the 30th.
Yep, I'm gonna make a motion to approve the petition as legal and hold a hearing on April 30th, 2026.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded to approve the petition as legal and hold a hearing on April 30th, 2026. All in favor?
Okay.
Aye.
Thank you.
On the previous one, John, you had listed for a motion.
No.
You don't need one.
Oh, I think
You want
that was just
to
for
review
their
it, come back.
review, making sure they have some time to review it.
Next, Commissioners, you have 10:05.
Part of our discussion with CIP, so this is on ARPA stuff. You don't know what about
Oh,
last week.
right.
So I just wanted to talk about.
See where
that.
we are. Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry, I know it's kind of hard to read, but I did try to avoid it as much as I.
Yeah,
could.
it
I'm
is.
so sorry.
That's okay.
My magnifying glass. is bad.
This is the side that was when it came off first. I was like, oh man, I can barely read that.
I'm gonna have to go get my ruler, goes, read the lines.
You got a magnifying glass in there?
No, I've got one at home.
Ah.
I probably should bring it in. I use it every once in a while, stuff. Mainly because my printer prints little.
Yes.
You know, and when I print something, which is a lot of the things I print, I have to get up. It's either too small or too big.
I know last year when I was trying to print out like those appropriations. I probably did 20 copies before I finally had to get Elizabeth, and I was like, please come, I can't get how many money about to throw my computer.
That's what, those ones you'd,
Oh, yeah.
you know, these
It's so
things.
hard. It's a lot easier on the computer, but yeah.
Yeah.
When you print it, it's pretty difficult to read.
That's why I was gonna print it out. So, oh, that doesn't do much. On one of the positive notes, you guys were successful on state. Every once in a while, we get something positive out of state.
Yeah, took a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's still work to do.
Yeah.
I was just saying, but they didn't pass it yet, it's just on hearing.
No, it has,
It
it's
did.
at the government, it's going to the government,
Okay, good.
the motor vehicle. Government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that what, you know, they're saying, well, let's do this, but let's look into it more over the next couple of years, which that
Right.
sounds good.
They're gonna
Hopefully
put a
that's good.
committee together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully they get some, it's not just legislative, it's,
Yeah, they did include the treasurer.
okay,
We get three positions based on small, medium, and large counties.
gotcha.
Or, no, we're not voting members, it's just the legislators get to vote, but.
You can give them information.
Right.
Which is kind of funny because back in 2018, that's kind of for 2017, it's kind of where we started. We put together a task force we included the House and Senate Transportation, KOR, motor carriers. I think we included the Sheriff's Association, so to talk about the motor vehicle departments, how it works. And yeah, we were trying to focus on funding, but just the overall, how all of us interact with each other and it never really went anywhere. But so here we are, full circle.
Mm-hmm. Funny how that works. Must be taking a nap.
I don't know, look on the ground. See if he took a header, one too many headers. Where do you, because I tried to find this weekend, I kept hearing, well, they did something, and I tried going on the state legislative stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't, but you look at because I pulled up that bill and it says this review, but it doesn't have the you know.
Yeah, it should, well.
Well, I couldn't find it
They have,
anyway.
the way I was watching it was, I was just watching on their live stream.
No,
So I watched it from that.
I was trying to look Saturday, yesterday, I guess, or well, Saturday too.
Yeah.
But what did they end up passing? And I gave up.
Yeah,
I couldn't
it's,
say- I found something, but it was the original wording of it, and then, you know, but not,
Yeah.
but it didn't say it. I couldn't find where it said this is what we passed. But this is what I found the sheets to say this is what it was initially started as, but
Here, let me show you. On purpose. Which is really just, it's. So I, so. This way. Here is the one that.
maybe I had one year.
Yeah, you can go for each one. That you got.
No, I'm just saying, maybe.
There was PDF show.
Maybe I was.
Yeah.
I couldn't find it. And then also it's some.
Like several months ago, this guy became a.
There. I don't normally look at the.
What
was he drinking while? So I. Like.
He had raised those.
I've seen this one just.
Says he had to use the whole- So he ran.
Yeah.
It's like the blue.
I also use on top of this.
Interesting. I'll have to go, but I'm supposed to look on that one.
Yeah, I don't see them getting a veto proof vote on this.
Another, I don't know if you guys maybe have
Yeah, one left, because they all count.
a subscription to this or not,
But
but.
and then the guy was
Speakers.
fighting, you know, they're fighting.
And
fighting
so
over-
I use this.
Well, Turkey won, I think.
I go, I have bill tracking. Where I.
But it was fighting this.
It'll tell me, you know.
Sorrow he went through. I'll have to find that.
And usually it finds it just not funny.
Oh, goodness.
I tell you.
What did
You'll watch it. That's terrible.
Which one?
It's so convoluted, so I actually use to search for how they did it. A year ago when I did, I had to sit down, how the original bill started, where it got the language. It doesn't. Find out, oh, this Senate bill was actually from this Senate.
Yeah.
But they didn't tell you unless you look at the minutes of it, and it's just so. Oh,
So late eggs.
Yeah.
So far.
They're eight.
How long do you think?
Usually sits on the best problem. Yeah, and even. for you-
Well, this is the second one.
Yeah, yeah. no,
They're just gonna, they're just at the top.
Well, I tell you.
Yeah, they're not-
Details.
Really hard. Yeah.
Did you say geese are good in gardens?
They're aggressive.
They are aggressive. That's just
On the farm, yeah.
They're better than watchdogs, huh?
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, Commissioners. Brittany Phillips, Budget and Finance Officer, here to present again the CIP work session. So since we were able to have an extra day to talk about it. I did fix my typo on Public Works, and I was able to update the number for EMS since we got finalized numbers on that one piece of equipment, that striker power cut that I presented last week. So all these numbers match now. So we have total requests of 1,566,546. I'm just gonna scroll to the table here. It shows all of the requests. I also handed out to the three of you a copy of the breakdown of the ARPA information, because we talked about it last time too, trying to figure out, you know, how much are we gonna need to kind of dive into that 1.8 million that we have in CARES and CIP as reserve. And so I wanted to make sure I had a breakdown of that. I'm showing right now that we are going to need to use a little over $600,000 of that CARES funds. That could change just based on, you know, we still have EM renovation going on, Keats. I do have an estimate on the EMS headquarters that we have probably one more bill to pay, about $40,000. But I included that in that $600,000 total. So, again, rough estimate, but we will have to start using those CARES funds. So I thought we should talk about that, just at least brief you guys so that we don't release those funds to be used for other things. If we don't,
Yes.
so we can make
So
sure.
we'll have a little room, even give us a cushion, we've got another million.
Yes, so you still have about 1.2. Yep. So I just wanted you to be aware of that, since we talked about it last week. Were there any other questions that you guys didn't feel you got answers on last time we talked on the CIP projects that were in front of you? Did you want to start going down the list and we can say yay or nay, or you can ask questions?
Yeah, probably, I guess.
Well, didn't we approved the previous list or not?
No,
Okay.
no.
Because one that's like Potter Foundation, he had said he didn't really expect it to be
Mhm.
approved, that just
Yeah.
letting us know it's gonna happen
Yeah, at some point
someday.
we'll need
It's gonna
to.
have to be fixed.
We're sold.
Right?
Do we need to get some sort of a RFP request out for that waterfall or for the whole park? I know we talked about it in the past, but.
You're gonna have to do some kind of a master plan at some point in time. It's gonna take a lot.
Done everything else that we can, you know, we may want to talk about that at some point.
I mean, we can certainly, you know, move that one to the next time I come and talk to you guys, and we can even put it on like the 2027 list, and then we can really talk about, you know, how you want to go about doing that, and maybe put some sort of strategic plan together for that. And if you want a master plan, you know, like we can work through that. And that can just be a later on down the road discussion.
I like that we need to do long-term what we're doing at Seco, but we're a little busy on other things.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. I completely
not-
agree.
That's not at the top of my list right now.
Right. So I'm suggesting maybe we kind of push that one down a little bit if that's not top priority right now, we can.
Hey, you know, it's not a good way to do things, it'll happen, but
Yeah.
I think we don't want to make any quick decisions on anything out there.
Mhm.
And the playground obviously needs part, he said done.
What about doing
He's back.
the structural repair on audit? Do we want to do that? I mean, it seems like a waste of money, but how long is it's going to get worse?
It's not gonna fall, is it? What's the day that'll fall in?
Date.
Yeah, the date.
Your condition change, you know, so.
At least he's honest.
I would be happy to put Potter Paul or even Seco Park as a whole on our, budget and planning committee discussions, and it can be something we can talk about in there. As a reminder, that's myself, the county clerk, the county counselor, planning and development, county treasurer. Did I miss any? And John. County engineers. Yeah, I said planning and
Yes.
development, yeah. So, and the six of us can discuss it in there and then, maybe see how other people have handled something similar. We can bring it back.
Well, that's probably good, yeah.
Yeah, I think take it off for now.
Okay.
For
Just those
for
gaps
some
and-
plan.
Mhm.
It's getting bigger.
Do we want to keep the playground equipment on there?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we're gonna have to do something there.
Yeah.
We've been doing that, just putting it away.
Mhm.
That,
Oh, yeah, I had that number. We had over 500,000
oh, wow.
put away so far. I'm missing a sheet. I think I left it on my desk, but I do know it's like 525,000 that we had approved for the total
I
project.
see it would be something 25. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
putting it in.
So we've got how much in there for the park?
About 525,000.
500.
Mhm.
And what do we need?
Well, I think,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
For the playground?
Yeah.
Depending on what you want, but I don't see the equipment being less than a couple dozen. Just to redo the playground and the surface, the ground and everything.
if the commission is okay, I think maybe we just go down the list and we can start saying, so then I can write this down. So I'm clear. We'll start with treasurer's office, replacing the chairs and benches.
I'm okay with that.
Remind us again what you're replacing. I'm sorry, Shiloh.
In the lobby, where the public sits,
In the office?
Inside the horseshoe.
Oh, okay, okay.
Mhm.
I like that better.
there'll be a new chair at each of the workstations, plus replacing the two benches and then one or two other, larger, seats that'll take care of that.
So nothing in the main lobby, it's just in your
It's
office.
in,
But there was some talk you might move some.
we
There's
can
a
take
couple of
some
things that were better there than what's out in the lobby and add some more seating on. Yeah.
But some benches have been have had to be repaired a few times now. They're scratching out the floor. It's just time for some upgrade.
And I realize it's silly things, but what gets me, they're charging $630 for a chair and then charging you another $1.50 to put the glides on. That can't be covered in $600. But also, if you look at it, it says the nail glides come up to $19 and shipping for the nail glide is another $10.
Mhm.
I realize in $1.5 million, that doesn't amount to much, but it's just ridiculous what they do.
It's what everybody seems to be doing these days.
You know, but really, seriously, it costs $10 to ship $19 worth of stuff. When you can go to Home Depot and buy them.
Well, but I would say that's what we've been trying to piece together.
Yeah.
We've put the glides on ourselves, we've tried several different things, at least these will be done professionally and
Right.
it should last.
But like they, at the cost they're saying, it's not, they're not, not fancy ones. It's $1.49 for 4 of them, so they're not anything. But those furniture folks do that.
Mhm.
It's. I see that headline just blows my mind.
Well, I like the idea that we're using some of the old furniture to,
No, I mean, I like the idea of I agree with the idea of doing it, but $630 for a chair and they want to charge Well, actually twice that because it's shipping, but it glides on.
For a pack of 4, it's.
That's for each chair.
Okay, so I've heard one yes for the chairs.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Cool.
I don't like it, but I mean, I understand I like the concept. It does need to be updated, so. The bidding's over.
Okay, noxious weed, new mower.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, that's been lower.
Public,
They've pleaded that case to me a few times.
Public Works, new SUV for the health department.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the next 2 vehicles, so
How about we just do one of the vehicles instead of both this time? You've got one listed as 3 and 4 on the list, so I mean, or 2 and 3, excuse me. Do one now and one later. Well, actually, what's the turn time on those?
They're not so bad, they're back on the state.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that works.
And how many do we have of those? That's, I mean, like the ambulance, you have to replace them every so many years
They see time on the shop or.
when they start.
Over 100,000, wasn't on, we start looking.
And I don't know, did you already have some on, are we waiting for some or that?
I think they're thinking for- Yeah.
Okay, because I know for a while,
Yeah.
it was taking forever to get it. Yeah, I'd be okay with just one this time.
One, is it?
Yeah.
1 vehicle, okay? Okay, parks, 0 turn mower.
Good.
Got one?
Good with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry,
Shelter for Seco Dog Park.
Yeah,
I'm good with that.
Okay.
we've been hearing about that for a while.
Playground equipment. Last time we talked, there was some about, yes, let's just do the 25,000 that he needs, or do we do the full 75,000? So,
I was thinking the 25 for now.
okay.
So we get
I
a,
think the 75 and like I said, and 25 of that will be to for what's needed immediately.
Mhm. Okay, Catherine,
Okay, yeah. Great.
Which
do you agree with Greg for 75?
75.
We need to, if we don't have consensus, we gotta
Yeah.
vote.
yeah, I'm just saying the 25 for now until we figure out what we're actually doing. Just putting money aside is not gonna be in our best benefit moving forward.
So if we don't have, if it isn't,
Make a motion.
if it isn't all 3 of us, we have, okay, well, I'd make a motion to approve the putting 75,000 into the playground fund for Seco Park.
Second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All
Nay.
opposed? Nay.
Potter Fall, we're just removing that one, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
Perfect. Generator for LEC.
Yeah, they explained that pretty well. I think that's,
yeah, it sounds.
that's a need.
Sounds like something.
Back up.
Jail camera upgrade, putting another 20,000 towards that project.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Great. Jail cell food ports.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm fine with that.
Great. Okay, EMS, ambulance remount.
Well, I mean, that's kind of going back to what Greg said on the furniture there, but I remember being able to get a brand new ambulance for cheaper than the remount. It's crazy. It's nothing against you. It's just, you know,
It's just, part of it is the chances are just, are so high, but yeah, I think a new ambulance now would run you, I believe, about 390. So, correct, and we're out to, that one would be in 2028, I believe.
this one here,
That's how far back.
It would be 390 plus this.
No, a new one would be, I believe right around 390.
fully equipped.
Well,
Into the
Yeah, that's what I
regional.
figured. Okay, yeah.
Oh.
We're gonna be waiting that long and, yeah, it's probably what we need.
But if we do this now, then that locks in this price, except
I was-
the difference would be if the chassis goes up more than what they expect.
Because they did that on a couple of them, didn't
Yeah,
they?
they did.
That's why I'm gonna say a guaranteed price, but it's not guaranteed.
Yeah, they have, this is a good faith estimate of what that chassis will cost.
Good
based
faith
from
estimate.
the manufacturer.
So the chassis is available as you now, basically.
Yeah, they will lock those in and they'll be available then, yes.
Okay, remount,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and all
all good?
the,
Okay.
the other two things associated with the ambulance.
No, there's,
Oh, okay.
Okay, cardiac monitor.
Do you need both of those items right away?
we could hold one if you wanted to hold the power cot.
Okay,
But yes, I mean, they're both within that, they're both over the expected life date of them. Of about, both manufacturers say 7 to 8 years and we're at 10 to 12, but. You know, the power cot, is one that we need to replace an older one, but we can still keep it for, you know, until the next CIP session if that's what we need to do.
thoughts?
On the advanced, does that mean that some of the older ones are not gonna work with today's technology?
Yeah, the older ones, especially the cardiac monitor, it is an older, yeah, they've come out with 2 new versions since that last one, since this one, that we're wanting to replace. And the same with the power cot, the difference is with what we have now on our backup, on our mobile units, we can't use those in the ambulances because they're too old and they're not set up the same. I mean, they just won't work in the new system at all. But, you know, luckily we haven't had to, and it's generally something if a power cot goes bad, we can have the rep come out and fix it for us. So, but that's why we're gonna need to replace it, because at some point, you know, as we need to keep moving the equipment down the line, if you will. But with the cardiac monitor, yeah, it's getting close. I have not received an email yet saying that it's no longer going to be supported, but I would expect that will happen in 2026. Correct.
You know,
Yep. And right now with this bid or with the monitor, we get, I believe it's $5,000 trade-in value. Once that letter comes out, then you don't get a trade-in value. Then they just don't want it. Then it's up to you to dispose of it.
How many of the advanced ones have? Or the non-advanced ones, I guess, how many of those, there's one left?
I have this one and I believe one more. So, but I'm
the rest-
gambling that it,
Yes, them are all updated.
yes, correct.
I mean, you have basically one in each ambulance.
We have one in each ambulance. We have one in the captain's SUV. Alex keeps one in his vehicle. And then we have, like, what we're replacing here is we have 2 spares that we use for like K-State football games and big events like that. Because we can't take one off the truck to put it in the first aid room or to put it on the mobile unit.
Oh, I guess technology, the way it is, we probably need to start with, you know, replace the ones that are gonna be out of date.
Yes, ma'am.
Technology is so wonderful.
It's wonderful and it's expensive.
Yeah. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I'm good with it.
Both of those items?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
and I believe I have a motion in here
Yep.
as,
Oh, actually, not mine.
yeah, it's not by consensus, so I guess we should change that, but as
And one by
discussed.
vote.
Just changed. Cindy appropriately.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, what would be,
I'd move to approve the projects as agreed upon.
I'll second.
it's been moved and seconded to approve the projects as agreed upon. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rick.
Do you want to go early?
Brittany, you got some time after the meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think it'll take too long, but it's got some questions.
Early?
Yeah, it's fine with me.
How long do you need?
15 minutes. I may want to add multiple.
Okay. The rest is on.
Okay.
Do 15 minutes.
You're gonna add Michael in? I guess not.
No. Did I have my one? No.
Okay.
Until then. how much-
45.
15 minutes. So good to go as presented.
That's what I was trying to figure out. Yeah,
10:45.
Okay. I move the county commissioners, including Chairwoman Foki, Vice Chairman Ford, and Commissioner McKinley with Jacob Hansen, County Counselor, and John Ellerman, Public Works Director, recess into executive session pursuant to the attorney-client consultation exception to the Kansas Open Meetings Act regarding confidential legal advice on county sewer districts, and the open meeting to resume in the county commission chamber at 10:45 a.m.
Second,
Been moved and seconded for the county commission to recess into executive session for the reasons previously stated under the attorney-client consultation exception to the Kansas Open Meetings Act. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, we are back. Okay, I'm gonna move the Board of County Commissioners come out of executive session.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of County Commissioners come out of executive session. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I also move that the record reflect action shall be taken consistent with the consensus reached in executive session.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded that the record reflect action shall be taken consistent with the consensus reached in executive session. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else?
Yeah. Fair enough. I don't have anything else, so.
Me either. Finish for the day.
Okay, well, I'll make a motion that we adjourn the March 30th meeting of the Riley County Commission.
I'll second.
So moved and seconded that we adjourn the March 30th, 2026 meeting of the Board of County Commissioners. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.